What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prize Picks NBA player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys two picks to get you winning some money over here on Prize Picks in the NBA tonight. We only got a one gamer, but I do have two picks that I like here quite a bit. So we are going to get into them. If you enjoy this content, it would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Trying to get all these videos up to 500 likes. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. Really does help me out. And I'll be grinding on these videos, just giving you guys these picks for free all NBA season long. If you haven't checked out Prize Picks, check them out. It is a player props website and app where you can win money off of picking the over and under on things like players' points, rebounds, assists, points, rebounds, assists, fantasy score, three-pointers made, etc. Go ahead and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 today. And if you're getting very serious, I do offer premium content packages. Those are linked below in the description. Patreon.com/KJK_DFS. Obviously, today we only have a one-game NBA slate, one-game NFL slate, but typically speaking, I'm going to have a lot more picks over here for you. I do offer base-level packages where you can get access to all of my core plays, all of my picks on a list for all picks that I'm running for a single sport and a single app. You can also get access to the lower-tier Discord channels if you're looking to get access to every single thing that I have to offer, all picks, all apps, all tickets, and a whole lot more. Check out the KJK VIP member package. And I'm going to continue working hard on that every day. I'm adding improvements to that every day as well. I'm going to actually have a bunch of more things to add to this description here that I've been adding more value over there. So let's talk about these picks, though. We only got one game. So I'm going to get into my two picks here on the video, and we will kick things off on the visiting side, the Dallas Mavericks. This game has a 221.5 over-under. It is an 8-point spread in favor of the Dallas Mavs. So, yes, you can make a little bit of a concern for a blowout. I mean, you can make a concern of a blowout in every game in the NBA this season, it seems, but I'm not too worried about it. And the first guy I'd like to discuss is Luka Doncic, because Prizepicks has his line set at 30.5 points over here. It is too low. I've seen this with some major juice on it on sportsbooks. The lines actually got bumped up to 30.5 points on major sportsbooks. And he gets to take on a Detroit Pistons team that has been terrible defensively, man. I mean, these guys are bottom in defense at pretty much every single metric you could possibly imagine. None of their starters are good defensively, pretty much. When I'm looking at my defensive shooting action sheet, Detroit ranks 23rd overall in effective field goal percentage, or 22nd, and I'm sorry, 23rd in rim rank, 20th in the short mid range, 20th in the long mid range, and 20th in all mid. Pretty much the only thing they're good at guarding is the three-point arc, which we know Luka Doncic, while he does shoot a lot of shots, he does take some threes. It's not really his strong suit, the three-point arc. I mean, he could do a lot more than that. Leads the entire NBA in field goals attempted per game, where he takes 22.7 field goals attempted per game. He shoots 50% from the field. He shoots 31% from the arc, where he shoots 7.7. He also gets to the free throw line a ton, 11.2 times per game. That is third in the entire league, trailing only Giannis Antetokounmpo and Joel Embiid, where he shoots 72% from the line. So the shot volume is really good for Luka Doncic. We know he dominates the overall offense. I believe he has the highest usage rate in the entire NBA with a 37% usage rate. And should be able to have some great success going on this Detroit team that, as I mentioned, is really bad defensively, man. I mean, when you're pulling up like the worst players in the entire NBA for defensive rating, the Detroit Pistons pretty much have their entire starting lineup on it. I mean, it's been that bad. Bojan Bogdanovic, worst defensive guy in the league. Sadiq Bey, he comes off the bench. He's the third worst defensive guy in the league. Jaden Ivey, also here as one of the worst guys in the league. They're just really not good. All the metrics support it, I should say. But I really have a hard time seeing them slow down Luka Doncic. And then, like I said, this 30.5 line is very valuable. It did get bumped up to 31.5 on major sports books. I was seeing the juice all the way up to like minus 135, minus 140, maybe even up to minus 150 before this got bumped, honestly. The juice was climbing. So if you get this in at 30.5, you're getting some really great value on this points prop for Luka Doncic. And that will be pick number one here. If it gets bumped up to 31.5, I don't hate it, but you're not getting nearly the value at 30.5. So try to get this in at 30.5 if at all possible, because that's where I'm really liking this number, 30.5 points for Luka Doncic. So that'll be pick number one. And then pick number two, we have a fantasy score prop I like on the other side. And we're going to talk about Isaiah Stewart returning from injury. Finally, we look at how many minutes he played last time out. Coming back, he looked perfectly fine. He played 26 minutes. His normal average minutes. He put up 19 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block. Had a great game In that game, and you're looking at his fantasy point production on the entire season for Isaiah Stewart, he's putting up 1.06 fantasy points per minute, and he's playing 27 minutes per game. So you do the math on that. That's going to make him score a little bit more than 27 fantasy points. If he's out there on the court for those 27 minutes, he's putting up 1.06 fantasy points per minute. And I do think that Prizepicks has his fantasy score line simply set too low over here with all that being considered. They've only got his line at 23.5 for a fantasy score. Simply too low. He's hit this in 4 of the last 5. You can see he's put up 24, 31, 23, 27. He's hit the over on this even in games where he hasn't had the best of games. Obviously, if he's going to play 27 minutes, you would expect him to hit this. Keep in mind, the one game he didn't hit against Toronto was the game he got hurt. So, you know, he only played 13 minutes in that game, got hurt, hasn't been back since. Played 26 minutes last time. Like I said, looked fine. He was playing 28, 29 minutes on average. You know, 26 minutes, 30, 30, mid-20s to upper 20s in minutes is what you should be expecting from him from a rotation aspect. And if he does play that, do expect him to clear this fantasy prop line. You know, how is he going to get there? You know, he's going to rebound around the glass, get a few buckets down low, and then he will get some blocks and steals as well. Being down low is a big. You get 3 points for every one of those blocks. And like I said, he's putting up pretty much 27 fantasy points per game when you're factoring all of these things. His minutes, his per minute. Actually, he's putting up 29.1 fantasy points per game, all things considered. But based on his minutes per game and his rate, you would expect him to be right around 27. The fact that he's putting up 29 per game just indicates it's an even better play. And I do think this 23.5 fantasy score line is simply too low with all of these things being considered for Mr. Isaiah Stewart tonight. So that's going to be my pick. Running it back on the other side with the Detroit side is going to be Isaiah Stewart over 23.5 fantasy score here tonight on this one gamer. Once again, there's not a lot of picks to really choose from on this one gamer. These are the two that I like quite a bit. Not going to be nearly as loaded as some of these other slates we'll discuss. But I do think we can cash in on these 2 picks. I did release an NFL video earlier. If you haven't watched the NFL video, I did release 2 more picks on that one. So maybe you could combine my 4 picks, mix and match the 4 picks in some tickets tonight, because we do only have one game in the NBA, but we do have a nice Thursday night football game as well. So maybe we can do a little mix and match of the NBA and the NFL action. If you didn't watch that video, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. And once you subscribe, you can go ahead and over to the channel. Check out that NFL video as well for 2 more picks. And if you haven't signed up for Prizepicks, sign up today. Use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit. If you haven't checked out the premium content packages, you can check those out. We'll have a lot more picks tomorrow on a larger slate. We'll have NFL Sunday coming up soon with a bunch of games as well. And I'm working hard to release some more NFL content. I was put on a temporary break there with some things going wrong. I've gotten things up and going for the NBA. The NFL has been a little slow behind. A little bit unfortunate. I'd like to get more videos out on that. So I did have the Thursday Night Football video out, and I will be having more NFL content going as well. But if you want access to all my picks, all apps, all sports, check out the VIP member package. That'd be the easiest way to get the most value if you're interested. So that's all for me in this one, guys. Wishing you all the best of luck on your NBA player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.